Alright, so maybe a little more in-depth on this. I think I put out a couple shorts on this, but so this one is the part I 3D printed. This is straight from the DFX files that you're supposed to send out to one of the online laser whatever cutting services. So I printed these two parts, converted those STLs and printed them out, made sure everything was going to function the way you know, these were designed and all that, and I kind of understood the process at that point. So then I knew what to do when I was making these. So you can kind of see that's what I made. So this is just cut out by hand, well, a bandsaw and then filed by hand, and a little bit of buffing in that. You can see like there, lots of buffing on, you know, the pivot point. Because I did kind of do a couple test fits of this, so now I'm going to put it back together, and this is probably going to be close to the final assembly for this part anyway. So the spring is just a cut down detent spring from a AR kit. It's kind of clumsy to get it down inside of the little hole there too, but I don't know if you guys read the all the instructions on these. You'll see a lot of people complaining about the overall design and instructions and everything on these, so take that for what you will. Oops, a little backwards there. So I was putting this in and then using one of my pins that I made as a temporary holder, kind of hold that in place, then screw it in. I don't remember if these were the screws from the hitchhiker or the taxi driver. I don't remember which size that was, but whatever, they worked for me, so it is what it is. So that looks like that's in there correctly. And this pin, I actually made this, just turned that from a solid bar on the lathe and then threaded it. Why will it not focus? Focus. There we go. Yeah, she just presses in from one side there all the way through, and then I did. I just ended up using a washer and a screw there to retain it. And that one does pivot, so it has to pivot on that point. That screw head probably would have been enough to retain that, especially if you use like some Loctite or something to hold it in place. But and I didn't put any flats on this or anything either. I figure it's not something you're going to be taking apart and putting back together a bunch of times, so it's probably just fine if it doesn't come apart real easy. Oh, I did booger it up though. Look at that. Man, that thing will not focus. It doesn't like that distance, sorry. So yeah, I think that part will work. This is a little clumsy to get down in here, but once you get it in there, you still have to fumble around with it just a little bit because the two pieces have to be lined up for a pin to go through both at the same time. So it's kind of like your trigger and disconnector on a regular AR, but this is technically the trigger and the sear. Can I see where it is? Kinda. Boy, she does not want to play nicely though. I think maybe if it's reset, it'd work better. Nope, that is nowhere near. There it goes. Cool. So that's in there. Then we can, and I made these pins just a little bit loose. By the time I run everything together 5 times, got a little bit of play, but that's okay. They're not going to be permanent. They're just kind of for fitment. Yeah, see, that one just fell out. Once they're under the spring tension, they stay a little better, but where is that guy? Hello. All the way up there. Okay. There we go. Look at that. So that was lined up and it stayed there. Okay, so again, now once they're under spring tension, they'll stay put a little better. And then you can see the this is the sear that stops the bolt. You pull the trigger, the bolt catches, releases the sear from the trigger, so then the bolt can catch on it again. And now it probably came back too far, but it didn't spring back and reset, but oh, it's been there now. So I've done a lot of fitting on this guy. Here, let me zoom out just a little bit. Done a lot of fitting on this to get it on here. So when you guys are working on these, I scribed like a line here so I could kind of see what contact areas are going to be. And once you get them to where they kind of slide together a little better, then you can do a little bit of work on each individual part to kind of figure out where they're bumping and sliding and stuff. But that fits nicely now finally. Got the screw in there. Cool. So then down inside, you probably can't see, but there's a the sear in there, and then the disconnect, click, and yeah, the trigger reset. So cool. That's the way she's supposed to work. So one step closer there. I did see I cleaned out the threads on this thing and realized that the supports actually did pretty good there. I was like, man, why were they so bad on this end? And I got to looking at it, and I think I said when I pulled it off the printer, I don't know if that video's out yet, I was like, man, it's all boogered up there. Why didn't it print better supports there? Or why didn't it put supports there? And then I realized the boogers are the supports. I was pulling this, let's see, it's still attached here. Yeah, there it goes. So how do I get it? Oh, I gotta push from this side maybe. Maybe. What a pain, huh? But yeah, it's we can unwrap the threads. There we go. There we go. Yeah, what I thought was poorly boogered threads, that was just the support for the thread. So this actually looks like it came out pretty nice. Obviously, I'm sure I'll try it right now, but I'm sure that won't thread in there. Yeah, it won't even set in there. It's really close though. So anyway, yeah, a lot of cleanup to get that fitted. Still got all the supports on this guy. So the only thing I've worked on were these two printed parts and all of the, well, the internals, I guess, and the unprinted parts of that. So make the bolt next probably, and then yeah, start working on the rest. So hope you guys kind of enjoy and follow along with some of these builds. I'm not real good about doing a whole build process because YouTube doesn't like that, for one, and two, if I make a 30-minute or an hour-long video, what it takes me to do this, nobody watches it. So I'll put out little pieces of it here and there, maybe maybe help you guys some, maybe just enjoy it, whatever, I don't know. But I thought it was pretty neat making these parts, seeing how they fit together, and then making them out of steel and seeing it actually function. So cool. Hope you guys like it too. Get out there in your shops and build something.